Hey, folks, my guest today is Alex Smith. He's the co founder and CCO at Kuvama. Customer value management has been a passion for Alex through his 20-year career in B2B SaaS across sales, pre sales, delivery, and customer success. He's based in Manchester, UK, started out as a physicist at Oxford University and is an avid cyclist as well. Now building Kuvana.com to help connect companies and customers on value. Alex, you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, jump in.
All right. So tell me, maybe start off with a customer story and explain why they're paying you and what they use you for.
Yeah, so it's a great question. Um, the world of B2B SaaS has been transformed by the move to subscription. It's everyone knows that, but the move to SaaS and subscription means that the customer has so much more choice. The customer has so much more power in the kind of the business to business environment that we're operating in. They can pick from lots of different vendors. They can choose to churn. The end customer, I should say, the customer of our customer. So we're helping our customers to really kind of engage with their end customers with an understanding of not just what features and functionalities you need, but what are the success outcomes that end customer wants to achieve. And then make sure that relationship, that connection passes through to a delivery team, a customer success team, so that you end up with a bit more of a focus rather than in the traditional world of SaaS. Customer lifetime value has been the lifetime value of a customer to the company. Our vision is to try to flip that on its head and actually move it to be more of the value, the lifetime value for the end customer.
Land, expand, retain, NDR above 130. That's the goal.
Exactly. So there's loads of great reasons why a SaaS company needs to do that. And it's just been an area that has been a gap for a number of years. We recognize it again in my career. I started out in software when it was all on-premise perpetual licenses. I've kind of been through that move to SaaS and subscription, and I've seen a lot of companies struggle to catch up with the new reality of the new way it works. Maybe they put a customer success team in place. Maybe the sales team are in theory selling value, but it's never been a joined up approach, and it's never been kind of customer centric.
So I think we understand the product. That's fantastic. Give me a general sense of what are customers paying on average per month for this, or are you guys pre-revenue? You're just getting started?
No, we are. We're definitely post-revenue. It's in terms of kind of what are they paying? It depends a little bit on the size. At the moment, it ranges from maybe $50,000 per year, $50,000 per year, up to around $200,000 per year in that kind of range.
Okay.
Depends on the size of the business.
So your largest company paying maybe $200,000 per year. Help me understand how they're getting more value. Is it number of seats? Is it number of features turned on? What enables you to upsell to $200,000 a year?
So it's So honestly, we're still at the stage where we're figuring out the right way of the right monetization model for this. So actually, my background is I've done a lot of consulting work for SaaS companies on packaging and pricing. So I have some experience in it, but there's not always one easy, obvious answer. So the model that we're using at the moment is a platform fee plus a user license. So we're targeting our app to be used by the business development function, so be that BDRs, SDRs, salespeople, the pre-sales team. You might have business value engineers and then customer success managers post-sale as well. So there's quite a lot of different kind of user types and user roles. But at the same time, our view is to have a platform fee based on the kind of the scale and the complexity of the solution that's put in place. So our upsell model as we grow will be a combination of the customer growing their kind of the usage of the tool in terms of users and teams, but also then selling in additional modules to better support the end-to-end journey of that interaction.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your Founder Path dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right, so the teal is what a VC would pay, yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise, they sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of Founder Path, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview. Understood. So cheapest though, $4 or $5 grand a month, 50K ACV, all the way up to 200K ACVs, depending on how many BDRs and SDRs they have. Okay. And put this on a timeline for me. When did you launch the business?
So we started out as a consulting company. So again, I know that you engage with a lot of companies that bootstrap to really get things going. I think that's very much kind of part of our journey. We started out in 2017, still focused on B2B SaaS companies. That is our main target market, but initially doing consulting and helping them monetize their offerings through consulting throughout that life cycle. Mm-hmm. We had a kind of a passion for this topic of the value management part within the overall monetization problem. And we explored it through lots of interviews and through building out a prototype, initial just a design. In 2020, in the kind of the summer of 2020, we won a grant from the UK government, an innovation grant in Q3, so around October 2021, started to build out code.
How much was the grant for?
£100,000. Okay. And it was kind of linked to COVID recovery and linked to a few other different pieces. So at that point, we brought on some contractors, did our first bit of code development, sold that to our first customer in contracts signed in Q2, fully in Q2 of 2021, and have grown from there. So we're now at 4. If you look at our customer base, it's around 15 to 20 customers in total that we've worked with over the years. And we now have 4 customers that are up and running on the kind of the new technology platform. But consulting will still always be part of it.
How many are paying you something per month right now?
That's 4 of them that are paying us per month.
So why didn't the other 11 stick around?
Well, the other 11 was a mixture of consulting work. So it's not that they are. No, I don't mean to say that they started on solving this problem and then haven't stuck around. It's more that I guess I would describe it as at points in the past we've solved the same type of problem with consulting projects and with Microsoft Excel-based tools and things like that. So we are still
This model makes a lot of sense, right? But going back to the agency story, what year in terms of revenue was your best year at the agency before you started really pivoting to pure play SaaS?
Oh, it's a good question to which I'm not sure I have the answer. I'm not sure which would be the best year in terms of the kind of the agency and consultancy work. But
Alex, are we talking about like a 2-person agency with $500K a year in revenue, or like a 50-person agency with like $5 million in revenue annually?
No, it's so while we were doing the consulting, there were 3 of us that were full time with contractors pulled in 5 to 10 contractors over a course of a year on different kind of targeted projects. So still small in that kind of scheme of things.
And when did you launch your first, like the first agency contract was in what year?
The first consulting contract was in 2017.
Okay, got it. So I guess you launched this company as an agency knowing you were eventually going to pivot to SaaS. You just wanted to use the consulting to learn.
No, I wouldn't say that actually. I would say we launched this company as focused on solving a problem, and then based on a passion for the problem, based on learning partly that consulting can't solve it. We recognized, we discovered, and we spotted an opportunity to build out a SaaS product. I don't think when we started we had a clear plan that this will definitely become a SaaS.
So like what was agency revenue then in 2017? Do you remember first year?
I don't have the numbers to hand. I can tell you in 2021 we were close to $1 million in total revenue for the company.
Majority consulting.
Yes, the majority consulting. And for 2022, it will still be, again, it will take a while to transition that across. And part of it is the nature of the solution that we're selling. It's not a plug and play, just turn it on SaaS app. It's very much a business solution that needs setup, needs work around the consulting, work around the deployment to get it.
So how many today are full time at the combined entity?
Yeah. So right now today we have 4 full-time employees. We have around 5 or 6 people that work with us on a contract for differing hours per week. As part of so we've just taken on pre-seed investment, and we'll be growing to around 9 full-time employees as the right people are brought on and hired.
How much did you raise in the pre-seed?
1.1 million pounds. So that equates to around 1.4 plus million dollars.
And most folks in pre-seed round are selling between, call it like 10 and 20% of the business. Were you sort of in that same range?
Yeah, in that range.
Okay, got it. So you're talking like a 10 million cap, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Priced round, or was it equity, or was it debt, convertible debt?
Priced.
It was priced. Okay, great. Interesting. Very cool. And why do you need, look, dilution's a real thing, right? Your co-founders in that seed round is the most dilutive event in the company history. Why did you need 1.3 million, especially when you've already proven you can generate revenue from customers via consulting contracts?
So it's a really, really great question. It's about being able to accelerate the growth. So we are, the way that we'll use the money is partly investment in the platform, partly investment in the kind of delivery and customer success function. And it's all just about being able to do what we want to do faster. It's the market that we're in has the potential to really take off. I think we've seen recently Gartner, as your classic technology analyst that tracks many markets. They're starting to really report on this market, and I think they're starting to recognize that it will grow and take off.
Some would argue though, Alex, it's already pretty mature. Gainsight's $1 billion company, and they really started in customer success, which you could define as land, expand, retain, right? So what's the mousetrap you're moving into the market with where you think you can steal market share from these players?
Yeah, so Gainsight is not a competitor to really what we're trying to do, in that the Gainsight is just focused on the customer success phase of the customer journey. We are trying to think of what we're trying to do is actually have a platform that integrates with the upfront marketing activity and marketing message, connects and supported by the salesperson so that they and integrate with CRM and Salesforce as part of the sales phase, and then integrate with Gainsight once a customer becomes a customer to support the expand and renew kind of phase. So Gainsight has, the best way to think about it is within Gainsight, they have a success plan module that tracks what does a customer want to achieve and how they're doing. And our vision is that really that the definition of what success looks like for the customer, well, it has to start where the relationship starts, which is back in the sales cycle, and that's what our platform is supporting. So our platform goes across that customer journey and then integrates with the CRM, the customer success tool at the different points.
Understood. Okay, great. Well, we'll see what happens. We're out of time though for today. Let's wrap up here with the famous five. One word answers if you can. First one, last book you read.
Oh, the last business book, or sorry, this isn't one.
Just last book.
I'm into my sci-fi, so I've forgotten the name of the book. But
okay, that's okay. Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Yes, we have a relationship with somebody called David Politis, who is CEO of Better Cloud. He's been helping with a bit of advice, a lot of kind of experience in building a category and what that meant.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building Kuvama?
So I have to say Jira. It's just fantastic in terms of the amount of value that we get out of that platform.
Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I'm somebody who needs my sleep. I don't know if that's your classic entrepreneur, but I try to be in bed for 8 hours a night. Do I get all of that as sleep? Not necessarily.
And what's your situation, Alex? Married, single, kids?
Married, 2 kids, 2 boys. Lots of fun.
Great. And how old are you?
I'm 42.
42. Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
Do you know, I had to think about this one. I listened to your podcast in advance and I had to think about this one. And you know what? Mine is kind of play to your strengths. I think there's many points in my career I thought, I need to get better at this. I need to get better at this. I need to learn how to do this. I think I've learned now that no, actually, you should optimize what you are good at and focus on what you're good at rather than trying to be good at everything else.
Guys, there you have it. Kuvama.com launched in 2017 as an agency, did about $1 million in revenue last year. We'll do more than that this year as they pivot to a SaaS platform to really service this customer need. They have 4 paying customers today that pay between $50,000 a year and $200,000 a year. 4 full-time on the team, but they're about to ramp up. $1.3 million raised on their pre-seed round at between called a 10 and 20 million valuation as Alex looks to scale. We'll see what happens next. Alex, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.